Getting modern weapons has become increasingly difficult for criminals in the UK. But legal loopholes have allowed them to boost their arsenals with antique guns. Artist Tesa Arcilla reports on how weapons from the past find their way into the hands of the modern criminals.
This piece dates back to the late 19th century and is classified as a collection piece. Now, there's no formal requirement for any registration for this, but we're in no museum. We are in a high-security, low-profile forensics laboratory of the National Ballistics Intelligence Service, where some of these pieces are analyzed in order to help authorities understand how they end up in the hands of criminals and also to be able to cut off supply at the source. Between 2003 and 2013, gun crimes have fallen by more than half in England and Wales, but there's been an increase in the use of antiques.
Firearms have become much more difficult to obtain in the UK. Criminals have identified the fact that there are obviously much lower restrictions on antique firearms, and therefore if they can obtain an antique firearm, they can then use that in crime. There is no actual definition of what an antique firearm is. That's a late 19th century revolver. The ammunition for this particular weapon is no longer available. So that will be regarded as an antique. You probably recognise these as Luger pistols, which date from both First and Second World War. They would not be regarded as antiques.
The agency focuses on forensic work. Scientists here say markings on bullets are key to identifying exactly what types of guns are out there on the streets.
So if I have 3 different crime scenes, and at each of those crime scenes a bullet's recovered, and I match all those 3 bullets together and say they are all fired in the same gun, we know that that same gun must have been used at all 3 of those crime scenes.
What the scientists do here contributes a piece of that puzzle in tackling gun crime. But a problem goes back to the fact that the law does not identify what's antique and what isn't. Tesa Arcilla, RT, Birmingham.